holograms and screens of the ship suddenly turn green, and a video starts to play. Zeros, the bright future of our galaxy. The green, the life, hope is what is here on this planet. And we welcome you to the very first colony. Welcome to Avalon Colony. Your time back in time. Your new life here.
This is sickeningly positive. Please, can I turn it off?
You can turn it down.
Turn it down a notch.
It starts to go on and on. In the background, very quietly.
Usually I would be annoyed at stuff like this, but considering I have a hard-on for green and Ash knows it, I can accept this.
It starts to go down a list of rules. It's like, you may only enter and leave the planet under autopilot. This is to protect the wildlife that we have so cultivated on this planet.
Wildlife, does that mean I can shoot something?
And as the recording says that, a bird randomly flies into our windshield and dies, exploding on impact.
You're still entering the atmosphere, actually. Of course, your screen shield is down to prevent burning up, as normal. As it starts listing rules after rules, you've heard it all before. You've heard them explain about how this colony is a place for peace and no weapons should be fired on the premises. However, there's also strict rules that you must be armed outside the colony. And at least a grade 5 laser is probably suggested.
Ooh,
Which is heavy weapons.
I perk up at that. Means there's definitely something dangerous that I can shoot.
I can dig that.
You must not interfere with a local fauna or flora unless specifically given permission of the Avalon Company crew. Remember, we here at Avalon Company are your friends, and we only wish to see you start your new life here.
This is what they say before it's like a really screwed up dystopian future and like all the robots are taking control of everything.
As soon as your heat shield comes back from the cockpit, you enter into a lush green land of pouring rain and cloud. Seems like the video may have hyped it up a little bit too much.
Of course.
As they tend to do.
Right, before we touch down, everyone know what they're supposed to do?
I'm supposed to find the biggest thing on this planet and kill it.
By the way, you're currently getting a communications request.
Right, well I'll take this call. Why don't you find Tizza?
Yeah, she's probably meditating.
Well, I hope she doesn't meditate for too long. She's supposed to be dealing with the Republic. Hello, this is Captain Jack.
Captain Jack. A robotic voice sounds from the other side. You have been requested to meet with the mediator.
Well, like I said on the call, I'm hoping you've got an honor guard ready. We'll be touching down in 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Understood. The mediator will meet you on the platform.
What the hell do we need a mediator
from
for?
both sides?
Pardon? I didn't hear you.
I said the mediator's from both sides?
This is correct. The mediator is from the cartel as a go-between between the two factions. Avalon is a safe place for both sides. We are neutral territory. Either side has a research facility based on the planet. More can be asked as soon as you meet with the mediator.
Understood. And then I'll cut the link.
By the way, you're getting a call again.
Alright, B2, you take this.
Okay, Captain. I'm sure I can bring some much-needed logic to this overly positive planet.
By the way, as you pick up, it's the same droid saying, I just wanted to say welcome to Avalon Colony.
Now, look day. Here, please
and it cuts
stop.
off.
B2 just sort of shakes the microphone about in a frustrated way.
I feel like you two may be developing some anger flaws here.
Can I call back, actually? Is there a way I can redial?
You could, yeah, you're on the same frequency.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm going to redial.
Now look here, you piece of shit.
Redialing.
Ring, ring.
Hello, this is Avalon Colony.
Hello, I wish to make a complaint about your customer service. It's terrible, and we feel most unwelcome having landed here.
I am so sorry. We will make sure to update the video in a more cheery and welcoming manner.
No, we want a better customer service. We expected ambassadors on the landing pad.
Ambassadors? I am unsure what you mean.
We are a very special guests to this planet, and we demand the highest amount of attention from the colony, please.
Have not heard of this. It could be a mistake. I will contact the mediator just in
Thank
case.
you.
Please. We apologize. We will send a gift basket to the dock immediately.
Oh,
Good. And I
Gift
hang up.
it better not be full of fucking feces and middle fingers.
Captain, I've acquired a gift pack for us, thanks to my negotiation skills.
Well, that's something. Didn't want to talk to those fucking robots.
By this point, the ship is landing at the dock and has, in fact, landed in a nice covered area, so the rain is sputtering against the glass dome above.
There seems to be some people waiting on the landing platform to greet us.
Well, let's make a good impression, and then I stride down the ramp.
Mr. McMahon style from WWE.
I'm walking besides Jack, being a bodyguard.
Yeah, we're basically exiting the ship to, you know, greet the greeters.
I would like anybody who has it to roll, and it has to be trained, to roll Underworld.
Oh.
V2 is smart enough to figure it out. As
Have it trained.
before you, yeah, but he's a droid. Before you see this woman. She's coldly staring at the data pad in front of her, waiting for you to come up.
That's some pretty heavy mediation tools she has there.
Very.
Oh look, it's Mediator Seraphine Donnell. She represents the Hutt clan, or the Hutt cartel on this planet.
What, all of them?
Well, at least the clan that's involved with this operation.
Though she won't be too happy to have someone take over her job, but...
Yeah, she reaches out her hand and shakes yours and goes, "Good, you'll be working both sides. I hope you're ready for it."
about as ready as we can be. This is my crew. I gesture over my shoulder. But more
Understood.
importantly, what can you tell me before I get stuck in?
Well, I am Media Sarah, you may call me. I mediate between the two factions, making sure they do not kill each other.
Never easy.
No, it is not. But I have accomplished it so far, and they have both worked angles, though you do have work to do. They both have issues on the planet, and that's why you were sent here, to sort those issues out.
Issues other than the usual ones?
Of course, a new alien planet are sure to have new problems.
Okay, here. We can walk and talk. I say gesturing on, because we're currently standing under a dome that's pissing it outside.
She nods and gestures for the guards to follow them. There's around about 4 of them that are following you in full body armor.
So, first things first, most important. Vices. What do we know?
Excuse me?
Vices. The Sith Republic here. Maybe the Republic's fond of wine, hunting, girls. Give me something.
They've recently
Boys.
established themselves. They're mainly officers and naval personnel from the battleship above. However, due to the lack of supplies out here, they do enjoy a bit of drink. I have found that the naval captain is often thought fond of such things. The Republic one, of course.
Oh, that can easily be arranged. Jack, aren't you holding like at least 100 bottles on your ship? You've gotta have something rare in there.
Yeah, I'm sure I could scrounge up something or other. Alright, that's one thing. Okay, do we have anything on the Sith?
The Sith have many kept to themselves. However, they do seem to enjoy strange food. Let's just say they're the ones testing the local fauna. They are fond of hunting, though have been met with some pushback with the Republic on this matter.
Cora perks up when she hears that and raises her hand. Dibs?
Now, I'll introduce you to the rest of the crew here. Well, the officers of the Avalon colony. Come with me.
I'll just make a gesture for everyone to fall in behind me and then lockstep in beside her.
I have to say, there was less rain on your promotional video.
You noticed that. As it turns out, this planet isn't all sunshine. Tropical storms are common, and there are strange weather effects as well. By the time you reach the security area, which is a large central column in the middle of the colony, you are granted access by simply a flick of a wrist from Sarah. And inside you see this man. This is Ben Locks. He is our head of security. As you may have noticed, most of our colony's personnel are human. This is to, of course, to pacify the Sith.
They are a bit testy about that sort of thing.
Anyway, Ben, introduce yourself, and then direct them towards our local rush.
Quick
If there's
question.
something else,
Since you've given a bit of extra information about the characters below that we don't know about yet, is it fair to assume that later we can use it as we picked it up as tidbits somewhere, or is this something we will not know in character?
anything below the pictures you can easily obtain from the net. Like, just you can ask B2 if you want. He's already probably picked it up. He's connected to the Wi-Fi.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
What's the Wi-Fi password? It's Sith rule and Republic sucks.
Ben, apparently the Wi-Fi is blocked by Ben Locke, so you have to ask him for the Wi-Fi. Ah, so I see you're the newbies then. Ben turns around, adjusting his jumpsuit, and offers out a rather big, rough hand towards you, Jack.
Captain Dibler, this is my head of security. I say gesturing towards Astrid.
Ah, a Mandalorian. Don't worry, I know how to handle you guys.
I just kind of cock my head a little bit, as if what are you insinuating by that?
I'm insinuating that you're hard to handle, love. Anyway.
Not wrong there.
Mm.
This is my medical officer slash translator droid.
Ah, how you doing,
Greetings.
Bolts?
Do not refer to me as Bolts, please. It's B29. Medical droid at your service.
BB.
There's no double B. I
Okay,
don't like puns.
B2 it is. Well,
This is
you'll find
Cora.
this place.
Hello, I'm the one that has no role, but I'm somehow here. Don't mind me.
Ah, so an ensign then.
Oi.
Well, there's a Jedi Master Shilak. I suggest you meet with her at some point, but first, focus on meeting rest of Avalon Colony. You want to get yourself situated before you do anything else, of course.
Is that name familiar? Sure, like it sounds familiar, but have we met
That's...
someone like that before, Ash? I'm
You
asking
haven't-
you. For...
Oh, yeah. Honestly, you haven't met her, but somebody has mentioned her.
Yeah, because that name sounds distinctly familiar.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually surprised that you remember.
Hey, Ash, remember how I'm one of the perceptive players?
Holy shit! No wonder GMs love you. You still get no special
GMs love
treatment.
me. I'm telling you, Ash, one of these days you're going to admit it.
Well, Jack got it anyway. You don't exactly remember all the details, but you do remember that Tizza mentioned this Jedi Master before.
Oh yeah, that's Teaser's master.
I hear the name for a few seconds, have like a distant look, and then I go, oh.
Oh. This
Probably
is
a
gonna
good
be
thing
fun.
we don't have our spook with us.
Well, yeah, that's one of the project leads. The rest of the Jedi are mainly her Padawans. The Sith accompanying the other guys. There's no one really of Lord level, but they are apprentices and actual Dark Knights.
Just out of curiosity, can you name them?
Name them?
Yeah, the
You want me
Sith.
to gather the entire list? There's about 10
No,
of them. here.
actually, I would be more than happy if you just look up one name, if that's okay.
What name is that?
Akril.
He starts going past his data pad, looking through for a moment. It doesn't look like there's somebody with that name here.
Oh, good. Just checking. Thank you.
Of course, I am also working for our fellow bosses. And I do happen to handle a few trade here and there.
Actually, I wonder. I was told to see a man when I landed, and I'm gonna basically let on that. So you're the guy I'm seeing about this cargo, right?
He
In a
It's like-
roundabout way.
He's gonna give a small nod. I don't know what cargo you're talking about, but we'll just move you through when he checks. I trust you. Of course, hinting that yes, he lets through illegal things for a price.
Good. Nice to see a businessman.
That being said, you're probably going to be heading out, meeting the others, so we'll have to do it later, probably at night.
And I give him my com link, basically, the code to call me. Looks like we have to talk to who next? I say, looking over at the mediator, I assume, who has been hovering.
The mediator speaks up and is like, yes, you will be meeting our survival expert next, a Mandalorian.
Why am I
Which
not
clan?
surprised?
Just in case you were going to be surprised.
Yeah, I asked which clan.
He doesn't have one.
Oh,
He is one of a few actual Mandalorians.
There always seems to be a privately hired Mandalorian lurking around wherever we go.
Well, what can we say? They are good at what they do. And those that break off from the clans are worth a lot of money, and they know it.
While there's no visible change in her literally anything, she's a bit more tense and kind of holding her breath to see, oh god, is this guy gonna get pissed off that I'm an outcast, or is he gonna get mad that I'm me? Is he not gonna give a shit? Who knows?
I mean, he's an outcast too, so why would he be mad at you?
Well, there's a difference between an outcast and somebody who doesn't actively... For instance, he could be part of a clan, he's just not actively, saying his name or anything. Because think of it like this, 3 stages of Mandalorians. Number 1, you're deep in the clan. You got rank, you got their uniform, you're doing everything they say. And you're like, yeah, Mandalore, yeah! Second grade is an independent Mandalorian who is still part of a clan, but may not be as honourable as the ones part of a clan. But he can still always go back. Then you have people like Astrid, who are outcasts. Who are basically, you're no longer part of this clan, fuck off.
yeah.
You're actually moving out outside, though you pass through a few uncovered areas. The media actually stands beneath a it's a slanting roof just outside the colony, and she gestures towards what appeared to be 5 people in the vein. And you can see one of them is currently shouting at the other 4.
What's
Oh.
he saying?
Right,
This
this
guy
is what
looks
he's
like a-
shouting, by the way. He's actually speaking common, so you can all understand. This recruit is a 70 caliber furious slug. Feel the weight every time you fire this baby. It accelerates over twice the speed of sound. It impacts with a force capable of downing a hut in one. I dare to assume that you ignorant asses know that a jungle is full of deadly things. Once you fire this hunk of metal, it keeps going until it hits something. That could be an animal, the tree that eats people behind that animal. It might go off into deep jungle and hit somebody 10 miles away. If you pull the trigger on this thing, you may be ruining somebody's day sometime somewhere. That is my Angel Foreign. You do not spray and pray. Now get to the mess for duty 2 weeks. With that, Sergeant Rush just waves the people away and comes back over to where the media is. Ma'am? And he nods towards everybody else before looking at Astrid and giving a small nod.
I give a small nod back.
It seems like he doesn't recognize you.
Well,
That's probably
I
because she's
don't
had 6
expect him
different
to.
paint jobs.
I don't.
That
I
Mandalorian
hope
looks like
he
a rainbow
doesn't,
factory.
because if he did recognize me, there might be issues.
Yeah.
So not recognizing me is good.
The name's
be.
Sergeant Rush Mackins. He holds out a hand.
Captain Jack Dibler. I'll take his hand.
He shakes it. He's got a firm grasp. By his side, he holds what appears to be a double-barreled weapon of sorts, which the size of the barrels puts even Rivik's cannon to shame.
How long have you been on this world?
Been here since the inception of the colony. Good money, good people, good hunting. Oh, just so you know, Astrid, you would 150% know that Mackins is not an actual name that a Mandalorian has.
Well,
That's
rather than
true.
asking about it, you could maybe roll like warfare and see if you can pick up on subtle signs.
Oh, all right.
It's
I'll
always
do
better
that
to
too.
know something than to ask.
Do
What
I
are you
know
searching
a
for?
thing? Just stuff about why he would possibly not be using a Mandalorian or anything.
That. It is possible that he's from a rogue clan of Mandalorians. There are those Mandalorians that have been dishonored, while still considered a clan, have such low honor that there's no point in using their clan name. Or it's also possible that he's hiding it because he doesn't want to be found.
So kind of similar to my situation, only I'm originally from a honorable clan. I just fucked up personally.
That is correct.
All right. So I now feel a bit more comfortable around him as I realize we're in similar situations.
Anyway, is there anything you need from me for a current moment? You contact one of my rangers and they will contact me. However, here's my personal information. In order to contact me directly, if I'm not here, then I'm out in the field. This is the most fast and efficient way to contact.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Anyway, ma'am, sir, and then he turns around to you, get moving.
I'll go, I guess,
By
because
the way, the media says there are other people you may wish to meet, of course. After all, today the Sith and Republic sides have arrived for a small meeting.
all right, then I'll just let them know that I'll meet up with them later.
Curious though, why would they turn to each other for this? Wouldn't they wanna solve them themselves rather than look weak in front of the other party?
Well, that's the issue. One side doesn't want to let the other into their territory, and the other side believes that one task is not important, and is making sure not to divert resources.
Ah, so
So,
this is
in
where
the
we
end-
come in as a neutral party.
The normal still-looking floors, the nice glass that had been here before, is now taken up by a huge, ugly, but well-fortified door. With a swipe of her hand, it starts to unlock and slide open. And as soon as it does, you hear shouting from within. We cannot spare resources in order to go out one down shuttle. That is just foolish. Now, let us talk about something more appropriate. For instance, the samples that we require from your research area. And this is the person who is currently talking. Sarah explains, it's like, that's Sarah Celine Moloch. She is a Republic naval officer and in charge of military duties of Republic here on the planet. One she's arguing with, one second, is Ambassador Zoe Ketter. She is the liaison. You can imagine that Sith officers do not take kindly to this sort of interaction. Rebutting to this, Zhao actually slams her hand down on the table and speaks up. We will not allow such a thing while security risk is in effect. That ship could have been anything. It could be harming the research. It could be spies. We don't know. And before they continue, they spot all of you. Celine is the first one to speak up. Yes, what is it? She addresses those two and goes, Ma'am, we are here today to introduce to you our resident problem solver. And she gestures to you to introduce yourself by that point.
Alright, I'll step forward and go. Captain Jack Dibler, liaison in the Hut clans. The sounds of it, you've got some problems. Why don't you start telling me about it?
That is to say, a small understatement. Zhao is actually the first one to push forward and address her problem first. Well, if you're here to help, then maybe you could solve a small security issue we seem to have, but no one's willing to solve.
I'm
We would
assuming you're
send-
talking about the shuttle.
She nods. Of course, we couldn't send Rush since he's not exactly a light touch, and the security forces won't exit for Avalon Station. With a swift and purposeful step, the commander steps forward. Our issue is that the Sith will not allow us into a certain area. They are our research place. The commander continues, just ignoring Zhao. We need those samples, but since we can't send our own people, we will have to send you instead. It is a relatively unexplored area, so we have no idea what may be there.
Rather than a slight curl of the lip when the first one mentioned autopilot, I'll just have a measured face looking at both of them.
So, will you be able to sort out this task?
Well, there's only so many men to go around. Why don't we schedule a meeting later on where you can both enlighten me as to why yours has precedence?
I am sure our relative problems could be both solved out. The commander says, and Zhao says, yes, but mine has precedence.
Let's see.
Child.
Why not? How does 600 hours work for you? I say, gesturing to the under of the Republic.
What do you say?
How does 0600 hours work for you?
She nods. That is good enough.
And then I'll look over towards the Sith Ambassador and go, and 0800 hours.
Fine. Still, this does leave a few other issues. Oh, but excuse me. With that, you hear somebody from behind you trying to get past you, and this is who you see.
Ooh! Who is this suave gentleman that wants
I don't like
pictures
him.
of Spider-Man?
What a beautiful moustache.
I need pictures of Spider-Man! Ambassador Ketter, we are required aboard this vessel. Apparently a lord is contacting you. Oh, and greetings to all of you as well. He takes a puff of his cigar and goes,
I'll just give him a quick size up, notice his rank, and go, Captain.
ah, you recognize authority. Here, he takes out a cigar and puts it in your pocket. Enjoy, lad.
Don't smoke
along.
that, that'll knock a few years off your life.
I just have like a bemused smirk on my face. You cheeky bastard. I like him.
Something, Spider-Man, something.
Come along, Miss Ketter. We don't have time. I hope we all meet again very soon. With a small
Ambassador, and I turn
respectful
around
salute.
and fuck off.
With a small respectful salute, the captain also leaves alongside you, but splitting off in a different direction towards the Sith end of the dock.
As we're walking away, I say to the rest of the crew, he's the real ambassador.
What? Because he had a mustache.
No. Because he just ordered her to follow him like a hound, and she did.
Well, she did strike me more as a fighter rather than a talker.
Either way, until that meeting, B2,
Yes, Captain.
anything you can on his service record. Any weaknesses, and cigars, I say, patting my pocket.
I'll do some digging for you.
Good. Astrid, I believe you've already got a meeting with Ranger planned. Cora?
Yep.
How would you like to do some reconnaissance on the enemy? I say in quotation marks.
You don't have to tell me, Jack. I was already on it.
Good. Anything you find out about her, anything we can use. Luckily, we've got a fair few hours until the meeting, so that should buy us some wiggle room. Until then, I'm going to have a word in a mess. See what the lowdowns know.
Dude, are you seeing this?
Come on, T-Rex! Fuck you, bitch!
Get on the buildings, collateral damage.
Fuck collateral damage, I'm in a giant ass robot!